Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
So welcome to Sunday night's call. This is the AIRO setup call. So no live trading on this call. This call is strictly for helping the beginners get set up on AIRO, as well as going over strategy number one, so that you guys can understand that. All right. Again, this video every Sunday is recorded, so you can go back and look at the past Sunday videos as well. If you miss anything, we will simply go over the setup process. All right. First things first, we're going to go through the website. Let me pull that up so that you guys can understand how to utilize the website. Let me log in real quick. All the setup videos are on the website. So I do this call to help out those who have trouble and kind of need some additional help. But for the most part, you shouldn't need this call, as all the videos and walkthrough are on the website in the back office. Once you log into the website and you come to AP Academy right here, it's gonna bring you to this page here. All right. So if you don't know where all the videos are at, I'm about to show you exactly where they're at. All right. Once you come to AP Academy, you watch this video here. It'll walk you through everything as far as the roadmap. And this video is hosted by our CTO, Mr. Bill Wynn. All right. We're gonna come down here to My First Steps. Click on that. Give it a few seconds here. All right. Now, once you go through and you watch all the videos in these 4 modules, then you will see all these pop up here. All right. You should have a couple of them, but you'll see all these pop up, these icons up here. AP Live, EA Academy, Forex Basics, My Products, Onboarding, My Back Office. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second here. All right, so once you've seen all that, again, you have everything up here. Great thing is under Forex Basics, you have everything you need to watch from a standpoint. Again, I've come on here and recorded all the Forex Basics for you guys under just Forex Basics. Later this year, your Forex Intermediate courses will come out. And then either late this year or early next year, we'll have the Forex Advanced. All right, but you can see here under Forex Basics, we come in here and we talk about what is Forex. All right, the contributors, the brokers, the pairs, trading styles, pips, lot size, spread, take profit, stop loss orders. All right, risk management. All right, so in this here we just go over to trading psychology. All right, and then MT4 walkthrough. All right, so anybody that's brand new, I go through and walk you through the market structure and the market patterns. All right, there should be, and I'm glad we went over this here. There should be a video of the actual MT4 walkthrough of how to use that. All right, give me 1 second. Let me send somebody a message. Let me double check here. All right, this is all Forex Basics here. All right, but again, to be able to unlock Forex Basics AP Live, all right, and EA Academy, you're going to have to watch all those videos. Next is, again, my products. Once you watch all those videos in those 4 modules, you come to my products, scroll down here, watch the video by our president, Mr. Chris Simonian here, talking about my products. Scroll down, and any product you're paying for right now, you'll see it here, and you can select Access Setup Course. And you come down here and you'll see the overview video for AIRO, the setup and access video, the AIRO setup video, and this setup and access is for your VPS. So this shows you how to set up your VPS. Then the next video shows you how to set up AIRO. Then the next video shows you how to set up the AIRO dashboard. Everything's right here for you. All right. And then all the strategy videos. All right. So this call is a live call for those who have trouble and need to ask questions. But we will be going over the AIRO setup, the AIRO dashboard setup, and then strategy number 1. All right, these 3 topics right here we'll be going over tonight. All right. All right, so let me pull up my VPS right quick here. Actually, for those who are new, let's go over setting up the VPS real quick. All right, so back to AP Academy. To be able to find your information to set up your VPS, and your VPS, guys, is your virtual private server. So it doesn't matter what computer you have. All right, even a phone. You can download the Microsoft Remote Desktop if you have a non-Windows computer. If you have a Windows computer, you already have the Microsoft Remote Desktop on your computer. All right, so all you want to do is search for it if you have a Windows-based computer. All right, if you don't, like I have a Mac, you have to download Microsoft Remote Desktop. And then to be able to access it and log into it, you want to make sure you come over here to AP Marketplace. If you don't see these these icons here, if you don't see this menu bar here, click on these 3 lines here. That turns it off and turns it on. All right. Then you want to come over here, AP Marketplace, switch tools. AP Marketplace, switch tools. If you have selected your software, you'll see that it shows you that you have the AIRO software here or however many softwares you have. If you don't, select one of the blank boxes and go through and find the AIRO software and select that software. All right. Once you have it here, select Launch VPS. All right. So I put a question here real quick. Let me go check what those questions are. All right. As far as the setup, guys, I'm getting ready to show you guys how to set this up on your computer, on your tablet. Doesn't matter. The process is the exact same. All right. You have to access your VPS. You cannot log in directly to your computer. All right. There is a virtual private server that you pay for that the company utilizes for 2 reasons. Number 1, when you're using an expert advisor product, it's always running. If your computer closes or goes to sleep, whatever, you lose power, then your expert advisor shuts down, which can affect your trades. Therefore, utilizing a VPS is nothing but a computer in the cloud, which means your computer never closes. All right. Also, it protects the software. We do not send you the software for you to download on your computer. All right. You have to log into the virtual private server, the VPS, which will have MT4 already downloaded on it. And based on the software that you choose, you'll have that software already preloaded onto your virtual private server. That's how it works. All right. Some of these questions are ahead of where we're at right now, so I'll come back to those later. All right. So going back here, now that you've selected your VPS, all right, you want to come down here to the Auvoria Prime Connect page. You're gonna come down here to VPS accounts, select that, and select your access pass. All right. Here's your password. I'll show you how to get that later. We close that. All right. So here, there's 2 ways you can connect to your VPS: directly through the website or with the Microsoft Remote Desktop. it is not recommended to use directly through the website. It's slower. You don't get the full screen, and the pixels is the picture clarity is not as good. All right. Does it work? Can you use it? Sure. People do it all the time, but it is not recommended. All right. To connect to your VPS through the computer, through the website, first thing you want to do is you want to come back down here to view password. You're going to have 4 icons here. Connect to VPS. This is how you connect through the actual website. Reboot your VPS. So there's 2 places to reboot, here and inside your VPS. All right. You want to reboot at least once a week. All right. I recommend Friday when the market opens. When the market closes, or sometimes Saturday or Sunday before the market reopens again. All right. Next is view password. Click on that one. That password pops back up. Go ahead and copy the password. Do not give your password away. Do not let anybody see it. I'm on a demo account, as you can call it, a fake account. So my VPS is only set up to a demo account. So I don't care. People are going to see my videos and they can set up and log into my VPS all they want to. They can trade it. Here's the demo account. They can blow it. I'll just rehook it up and add another VPS, add another demo account. Doesn't matter because it's a demo account. But your account will eventually be tied to a real money account. And you don't want to have individuals having access to it that could cause harm. All right. The next is a remote desktop connection. So when you do get your Microsoft remote desktop connection, here are the credentials you need to log in. We'll go over that last. This is the recommended way to log in for a multitude of reasons. All right. All right. So first thing we did was just say the password. So now we're going to connect to VPS because I'm going to show you guys how to log in through your computer. When you connect, it automatically does what? It's going to bring up the screen right here. You see here where it says press Control-Alt-Delete to sign in. Do not press Control-Alt-Delete. It's not going to work. All right. The VPS is locked down to only working certain specific ways. To actually sign in, you want to come up here to send Control-Alt-Delete and just hit that send Control-Alt-Delete button. Bada bing, bada boom. It's going to come here. All right. It's going to ask for your password. I just showed you guys. I just copied that password. I can't paste it here. You got to come up here in this white box here and paste the password there. When you do, it automatically puts it down here. You hit the arrow to log in. Bada bing, bada boom. That's it. When you've logged in, you'll see that your icon, either 1, 2, 3, or 4, one of these 4 will say AIRO. If you only have one software package, it'll just say AIRO. If you have 2, depending on which one you select AIRO as, the first one or the second one, it'll show it. All right. And then down here, you've got the reboot. Again, I told you there's 2 places to reboot. On the other page, here, also inside the VPS, here. So again, here, reboot on your Auvoria Prime Connect page, also inside the VPS reboot. All right. Every time you reboot once a week, you want to make sure you always as well go do the Windows update to ensure you have the most up-to-date Windows. Because again, this is a computer just in the cloud. All right. And it needs to, ensure that you're updated. All right. Once you've logged in, you can double click AIRO. It'll pull up your MT4. You can log in like normal. We're not going to go through that because again, it's not recommended to log in through the actual website. But if you want to, you can. I'm just showing you how. All right. So let's go back to this page here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to log in. I'm going to show you how to log into your Microsoft Remote Desktop. All right. What you want to do is you're going to make sure you have your credentials, Remote Desktop Connection. Select that. You get your username, your IP address, your password, all right here. All right. If you are a Mac user, then yours looks like this. All right. You see, I'm logged into 4 different VPSs right now. You can add as many as you want with the Microsoft Remote Desktop. All right. This is a Mac. This is the Mac version, but the Windows version looks very similar. You're going to hit new or the plus sign. All right. Let me stop sharing what pulls up. So when I hit the plus sign, it comes up with this here. All right. Connection name, I just call mine AP. You can call it whatever you want to. You can call it AIRO if you want to. Doesn't matter. PC name is going to tell you host name or IP address. Here's where you type in the IP address. All right. So you type in that number or paste that number from the remote desktop connection. Remember, they had the username, the IP address, the password. So you want to type in your paste your IP address here. Username is always trader, and the password is the password. Do not show anybody those credentials. I showed you mine to show you where to find them and how to use them. Mine only leads to an account with a demo account on it. So it doesn't matter. All right. Mine's a dummy account. It does not matter. All right. My real one, I do not show how to log into it. All right. Because it's attached to my real account. Do not share this information with anybody you do not trust. All right. So you type in you paste your IP address, trader the username, and then paste your password. All right. Copy and paste is best, just because this is case sensitive. All right. Once you're done, you simply select the X right there and close it out. Let me delete this here because I've already logged in, so it doesn't matter. All right. Once you've done that, then again, you will see that whatever you named it will pop up right here. All right. And then all you have to do is just double click which one you want to log into and you're good. All right. So I'm gonna double log into this one here. All right. Let me get into it real quick, guys. And then I will share my screen real quick here. All right. And as you see, now I have successfully logged into my VPS. All right. I got AIRO up here like always, MT4. All right. I got the reboot. I got the Windows update. It's the exact same. But the beautiful thing is, as you can see the whole screen now. It's not just part of the screen, the whole screen. Picture clarity is better. It's also faster. All right. So it is recommended again to go through the Microsoft Remote Desktop. All right. All right. So let's see here. Next is I'm gonna stop. Let me see. Let me stop sharing. Let me see if there's any questions real quick. You can have this on desktop, laptop, phone. You can have it on any device you want to, as many devices as you want to. But with the virtual private server, you can only be logged into your VPS on one device at a time. But you can put it on as many devices as you want. All right. You can put it on as many devices as you want. All right. These are the questions here. We'll come back to those because they are further into the future of this video, of this call. All right, let's go back into the VPS. You're gonna double click on whichever icon says AIRO. This pulls up your MT4. All right. Let me close these out. Let me just close these out. All right. All right. Now to log in to MT4, all right, you have to log into brand MT4. So you must go to whatever website you go to, whatever broker's website you go to, and you must, and if you create your account if you haven't already. All right. When you create an account, whether it's a demo account or a real live account, you're going to have 3 pieces of information. They're going to give you your username, which is just your account number, and they're going to give you 2 passwords. All right. Username or account number, 2 passwords. Your first password is your trader password. That is the one for you and you only, because it allows you to make trades on the account. Do not give it out to anybody you don't trust. Second password I give you is your investor password. Your investor password is a password you can give to somebody if you want them to look into your account and kind of see what you're doing. All right. That's it. All right. So first things first, logging into your actual account. You want to go to File, Open an account. When you're logging into an MT4 for the first time, you have to start from Open an account. All right, here, you come down here and you go to Add New Broker. So click on that right there, type in the broker's name. So once you type in the broker's name, I'll just type in some just type in anything there. Then you hit scan. So let's say we type in Traders Way. Hit scan. It's going to pull up Traders Way demo, Traders Way live, Traders Way live 2. All right. So let's say we, the actual email you get from the broker as well is going to tell you which server you're on. So let's say that the email says we're on live 2 server. All right. So I highlight live 2. I hit next. And then I go to existing trade account because you already set it up. Boom. So like existing trade account, your login is account number. So random is going to be account number. And your password is a password. It's case sensitive. Make sure you put it in correctly. All right. Once you've done that, you hit finish. Once you've hit finish, it'll make this sound, you've got mail. And then this icon down here in the bottom right hand of the screen will show bars, and then it'll show you how many kilobytes as far as your connection status in kilobytes. If it shows that it's disconnected or any other status that's not looking like this, you are not logged in. When you log in for the first time, it should say, you've got mail. And then give you this look as far as your kilobyte connection status. If you do not have a connection status that shows in kilobytes and says disconnected or not connect, whatever it states down here, you are not logged in. Go back and log in. Once you've logged in correctly, though, you'll see this down here. You hear you've got mail, and now you're good to go. All right, now you're good to go. All right, let's check to see if we got any more questions real quick here. No questions here. All right. So we'll go over the dashboard. We'll go over that. Again, so all based on your computer, guys. All right. People talk about how the dashboard is small. If you can make, some people have their settings on a computer to where everything is small. So you need it. If you're going to use it, you make sure that you have your the settings on your computer as far as the font and everything. Make it bigger. Mine's a little different. All right. So let's go back and look at this here. All right. So we're logged in for the first time, right? Now we have to pull up the chart. So under file is the icon, create a new chart. Select that. Doesn't matter what you pull up. Just pull up one so we can get started here. This is Euro GBP. All right. Now, once you pull the chart up, you want to check two things. Number one, you want to check underneath the templates folder right here. All right. Templates folder. If you don't see AIRO or blackout, submit a ticket and let them know you don't have AIRO or blackout template or both. All right. You must have both to be able to use the dashboard. All right. If you don't want to use the dashboard, I'll show you how to set it up without the dashboard. If you do want to use it, I'll show you how to use that as well. We'll walk through what the dashboard is. But you must have both of these. And then over here under Navigator, so charts, the little icon underneath it, which is a gold folder with a gold star, that is your Navigator. Select your Navigator. And as you can see here under Expert Advisors, hit the plus sign, you'll see AIRO Dashboard. If you don't see AIRO Dashboard, all right, you need to submit a ticket. All right, you need to submit a ticket. All right, now let's walk through how to set up AIRO if you don't want to use a dashboard. Some people just only trade 2 or 3 items, 2 or 3 pairs, and don't necessarily want to use a dashboard. All right, that's fine. Select templates folder, select AIRO. There it is. Bada bing, bada boom. It's on your chart. All right, you're good to go. You are good to go. That's it. That's how it works. That's it. That's AIRO. You can change the time frames here. You go lower time frames. You see your notifications. Just had a notification on Euro GBP. Literally, just had it. It is officially 9:31. We just got that icon, that notification for the AIRO. That's how it works. That is how it works. All right. If you don't want to use dashboard, you literally just open up the pair, go to the templates folder, hit AIRO, drop the chart on, and now you got everything you need. All right. Next. What if you want the dashboard? All right. And then we'll go through what the dashboard is. So we'll add a chart real quick here. All right. And then the first thing you want to do is you want to come to the templates folder and you come down and select blackout. All right. You want to select blackout. Then you want to come over here to the navigator folder, gold folder with the gold star. Select that and double click AIRO dashboard. Now, you want to come to common and you want to make sure all 4 of these are check marked. Make sure all 4 of these are check marked. Enable alerts, allow live trading, allow DLL imports, allow import of external experts. All right, all 4 of these must be selected. Under inputs, all right, now before I walk through this, let's explain what the dashboard is. The dashboard is a tool that allows you to manage AIRO. So the alerts for it. That way you can receive alerts on one chart. Instead of having thousands of charts open, you can literally have one chart that will send you an alert every time you get an AIRO on as many pairs as you want and as many time frames as you want. All right. So it's a AIRO manager, or we usually call it the dashboard. All right. So first thing first is, what pairs do you want to utilize? So you can come up here to pairs trading. You can double click on this here, select the drop down. You can select your own pair list and create your own pair list. You can go through the core 7, which is the 7 most traded pairs. Core 14, which is the top 14 most traded, and then all 28, which is all 28 standard pairs. There are more, like what do you call them? What are they called? The exotics. So the exotic force pairs. That is not included in the 28. These are the core 28, the standard 28 forex pairs here. Then you can come in here and select AUD pairs only. You can select CAD pairs, Euro, Great Britain pound, Japanese yen, New Zealand dollar pairs only, whatever you want to select, whatever it is you trade. All right. I like to trade a little bit of everything. So I don't just select any of these. I come to own pair lists. This is what most people select because they like to look at more than just forex pairs. All right. So I select own pair list, time frames to use. All right. Here's all the time frames. See, they match the same thing up here. All right, on the menu bar. I only look at 4 time frames. That's me. So I'll take the week off. I'll take the day off. I'll take the last comma. I'll use the H4, the H1. I take off M30, and I take off M1. So I have M5, comma, no space, M15, comma, no space, H1, comma, no space, H4, no comma. All right, got to put it exactly like that. M and H got to be capital. It's got to be the exact same way you have it up here on the bar, on the icon bar. Otherwise, it's not going to pull it up correctly. You're going to have issues. All right. And then under own pairs, I double click this here and I delete all the pairs because I want to add my pairs that I look at. All right. Now, there are 10 pairs that I recommend to start off with AIRO. All right. 10 pairs. 6 are Great Britain pound pairs. 4 are Euro pairs. All right. These are the top 10 most volatile pairs out of the core 28 pairs. All right. So you have GBP, JPY, no space, comma. Got to put all caps. GBP USD, no space, comma. GBP AUD, no space, comma. GBP NZD, no space, comma. GBP CAD, no space, comma. GBP CHF, no space, comma. Next are the 4 euros. EUR GBP, no space, comma. EUR AUD, no space, comma. EUR NZD, no space, comma. And then lastly, EUR JPY. No space, no comma, nothing at the end. Always leave the end blank. All right. Now you must put these pairs in there if you know exactly the way your broker has them. I'll show you where to find that at if you have an issue with it. Once you put this all in here, next you're going to come down here to your alerts. Allow alerts through alert sound. If for those of you want a sound, you can have that on. Because I'm gonna show you how to send it, how to connect your alerts to your phone. That way you can get the alert on your phone, and then you can go check your computer later. You can check your computer. That way you don't have to have and be sitting at your computer all day. You can be sitting here literally waiting for your phone to give you the notification and then go check. All right. Last, come down here where it says ADR, number of days. You want to turn that to 10. All right. Turn that to 10. And then last but not least, this is the most important, template for new chart. All right. You want to turn that from default, delete, and type in AIRO. All right. AIRO. Reason being, and I'll show you that once you select the time frame and the pair you want to look at, it'll pull up that time frame and that pair with arrow already on. All right. Already on. Once you've done that, you want to select OK. All right. Bada bing, bada boom. There it is. There is the AIRO dashboard. Now, mine may look bigger than yours. Well, I've got my font and everything on my computer bigger as well. All right. You may want to do that. If you have your font and everything small, you want to go into your settings on your computer, not your VPS, on your computer, and change the setting to make your font bigger to see it. All right. All right. That's it right now. Before I explain what the dashboard is, let me see if there's any questions real quick. Where's the dashboard after it's saved? I'm not really sure what you mean after it's saved, but the dashboard is already built in. We went over that already. All right, so let's go back and share the screen. The dashboard is already saved. All right, come to this icon here, gold folder, gold star, called the navigator. You select that, and under expert advisors, hit the plus sign, AIRO dashboard. It's right there. All right, if you don't see it, two things. You either haven't selected AIRO as your software, or you need to submit a ticket. All right. That's where it is located, under expert advisors. You don't save it. It's already loaded in. It's preloaded. If you've selected AIRO as your software, it's preloaded. All right, there. All right. I don't see more questions. Still got the same two. All right. Now, let's walk through the dashboard. You can see here under symbols, you have all the symbols. Now, as far as symbols go, if you see that under one of these symbols, it's all grayed out. All right. Give me 1 second. I'll show you exactly what I mean. All right, let's do this. There we go. So you see here, this last one is grayed out. All grayed out. These are black. If I click on one, it takes me to that time frame with AIRO already on it, like we explained. All right, close that one out. But why is this one grayed out? It's because I put it in incorrectly. All right, it's not in. I did not put it in incorrectly. All right, it's got to be inputted correctly. If you don't know, especially this is not a big deal for the Forex pairs, but when you start talking about your cryptocurrencies, your indexes, they're going to be different from broker to broker. So to find out exactly how your broker has it set up, you want to come up here to view symbols, and then all your symbols will be here. So if you're looking for indices, go to indexes, and you need to type it in exactly how they have it. So the France CAC 40 index is FRA 40, FRA capital 40. I like to trade the German 30, the Germany 30 DAX. It's GER 30 for the broker I use. I like to trade the S&P 500. So that's the S&P 500 index. So it's SPX, all capital, 500. Some of you guys like the US 30. That's the Dow Jones Industrial Average 30 index. It's capital U, capital S, 30. You see here, this one right here has US 30 .pro. All right. So depending on some people may have .pro. Some people's broker may say .cash. Some people's broker may have a plus sign at the end of it. Whatever it has it labeled as is how you need to input it as. Then it will work correctly. When you see all black, you're good. If it's grayed out, that means you put it in incorrectly. So let me go fix this one right quick. All right, now to see that little shortcut or how I got back to the settings so quick, there it should say here in the top right-hand corner, AIRO dashboard, smiley face. If you have a sad face, you need to turn on your auto trading button right here, auto trading button. All right, and then you have to turn to a smiley face. If you have your auto trading button on and it's still a sad face, click on the sad face, come to common, select allow live trading. You must have on allow live trading and auto trading on for that to work, because this is an expert advisor that manages everything. It must be a smiley face there for it to be working. Otherwise, it won't send you signals or alerts. It won't update properly because you don't have it turned on. All right. But click on that smiley face to get you back to the settings menu real quick. You can come in here and change what you need to change. All right. Once you've done so, you get your dashboard here. Let's go over the dashboard. Symbols. It's going to tell you everything that your dashboard is looking at. SPR is your spread. It's going to tell you what your spread is currently. As you can see here, anything over 3 or higher is going to be red, because you just want to be cautious with the Forex pairs of your spread being over 3. All right. All right. What is the spread for those who don't know? All right. So the spread is, when it comes to a chart here, you see here, I got the red line, I got the white line. The red line is my ask. Anytime I buy, it's going to automatically put my entry here at the red line. The bid, which is the white line, is for sale. Anytime I hit sale, it's going to put what? It's going to put the entry at this white line. The gap in between the two is called the spread. All right. So for example, if I'm going to buy and I have a take profit line right here, both my red line and my white line must get above the purple line here for the trade to close out in profit. All right. Let's say this is my entry line and I'm going to buy. Both my red line and my white line, my bid and my ask, must be above the purple line here, my entry line, before I'm in profit. All right. That spread, if I have the red line above the purple line, but the white line below it, that means I'm still in the negative. You need both to be above to be a profit, or you need both to be above this line, if it's your take profit line, to close out in profit. So the bigger your spread is, that means either the more time it takes or the further price has to move in either direction for you to be in profit. Also, it means that the further price has to go for you to close out in profit with the take profit line. All right, that's what the spread is. So I put that there to kind of keep people eye on it, to understand what they're getting into at the time. Anything less than 3 is, good. It's a good amount of pips. All right. Now, it's only for the Forex pairs. Your gold and indexes are going to all be over 3. So don't worry about that on those. But for these Forex pairs, you're going to watch it. All right. Next is DLY open. So a daily open is telling you that since the beginning of the day, the Forex day, is priced up or down for where it opened at. All right. So the Forex day for everyone starts every day at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So today's Sunday. Today's the start of the day and the start of the week, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tomorrow, a new day. So Monday, a new day starts at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Every day, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then on Friday at 4 p.m. Central, the market closes. All right. WLY open, weekly open. So if today is Wednesday, it tells you how many pips price is above or below from where it opened at from the beginning of the week, which is Sunday. Today is the only day that these numbers are going to be the exact same. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, the daily open will reset, but the weekly open will stay the same. And then it'll grow or shrink or whatever the case is, depending on how price moves. All right. The reason these are the same is because today is Sunday and the market opened up today. All right. Next is the ADR. All right. And it should have 10 underneath it. It's a 10-day rolling cycle ADR, meaning that it's looking at the last 2 trading days, 2 trading weeks, and let you know what the ADR is for each pair that you're monitoring. Now, what is the ADR? The ADR is the average daily range. All right. The average daily range. That means what's the average number of pips that a certain pair moves on average per day. All right. So as you can see here, the Great Britain pound Japanese yen, this very first pair here, on average for the last 2 weeks is averaging 85 pips per day. So far today, it's moved 30 of those 85 pips. All right. So you can use that multiple ways. So let's go look at M15. You can see that since the day open, price has moved up and down 30 pips. All right. Let's use another example. This day right here. All right. Let's say the ADR is 100 pips. All right. ADR is 100 pips. And you see here that this day price moved 218 pips. So it's doubled its average daily range. All right. So what it tells you is if you start to look at this trade, you are, for me personally, the way I use it, I'll explain how I use it. If I see that price is 75% of the way to its ADR, so that means if the ADR is 100, then it's up 75 pips for the day, then I'm probably not looking to enter into a trade because the probability of me catching a big move to the upside is lessened because it's already over 75% of the way to its ADR. All right. So if it's over 90, and again, on this here, when this gets to 75% of the way, it'll turn yellow. When it hits 90% of its ADR, so if the ADR is 100 and it gets to 90 pips of that 100, it's going to turn red. That way, you know it's close to hitting 100% or already hit it. It's moved 218, so it'll be red and say 218, while this number says 100. All right, and then what that means is I'm expecting, personally, the way I use it is I expect that once it hits a resistance level, I expect a pullback. I expect some retrace. I expect price to go the opposite direction. That's kind of the way that I look at ADR and utilize ADR. All right, it's just more information to let you know what's going on with price. All right, so that's how ADR works. Next is your time frames and then these black squares. So these time frames, these are the 4 that you selected, or whatever, however many you select. I selected only these 4. Underneath each time frame is a countdown timer telling you how much time is left until the new candle pops up for that time frame. So on the M15, I've got 11 minutes and 16 seconds. Now it's a little delayed, all right, but that's how it works. I had to make a delay because if I made it real time, it would utilize too many resources, which would slow down and freeze up the chart. All right. So there are a lot of things we had to make some changes to ensure that you had a good experience using your MT4. For those who've been around for a while, that experienced that month or so of slow down when it came to the actual MT4 and the software, but there's some changes we had to make to ensure that no one sees that going forward. And so that's why the timer is a couple seconds delayed. But you can see it tells you how much time you have until the next candle pops up. All right. Some people wanted that. Now they have it. You also see these time frames here, and then they correlate with the black squares. So M5 and this square here means if I select this, it's going to pull up the GBP CAD, which is the Great Britain Pound Canadian Dollar chart on the minute 5. Let's select it. Boom, there it is. Great Britain Pound Canadian Dollar, comma M5. This is the minute 5 chart for the Canadian, the Great Britain Pound Canadian Dollar, and it already has AIRO on it. Again, if you pull up a chart and it doesn't have AIRO, you weren't paying attention. All right, back under the settings, template for new chart, you need to have the default deleted and type in AIRO, all caps. All right, that has to be there. And that's how you'll be able to pull up each chart with AIRO already pre-populated. That way you don't have to go in there and add the chart to each one. All right. Now, the dashboard sends out signals and AIRO sends out signals. So if you only want the dashboard to send out signals, then close out the charts that have AIRO on it and just leave only the dashboard open. All right. That way, when it sends out signals, it only sends out signals for the dashboard. Otherwise, you will receive multiple notifications. If I have this chart open, GBP CHF minute 5, you see I got the arrow here. If this arrow just popped up, and you see here, it's red. That means a down arrow popped up. If it's green, an up arrow popped up. So red, you can see here, boom. All right. The arrows, some people think they're late. These arrows only show up when the candle that they're pointing to closes and the next candle opens. You see here, this next candle opened, therefore this arrow popped up. That's how it works. So you're not late. If you see that you logged on and you looked at it and you see that the next candle is already open and you get the arrow there, you're not late. This candle must close and this candle must open before your arrow pops up. That's there for a multitude of reasons. For those of you who have used indicators and the indicators, the arrow or buy or sell or whatever that tells you to get in a trade pops up and then disappears, pops back up, disappears, pops up. That's repainting. All right. My arrows don't repaint. All right. Repainting is bad. It's a no-no. All right. The only thing that repaints are the zones. All right. That's it. Because they are support and resistance. And we'll go over that in a second here. And we'll talk about why. All right. So before we go over that, all right, that's the dashboard. All right. That is the AIRO dashboard. That's how it works. All the settings for it, how to walk through it. All right. So let me stop sharing. Let me check the Q&A real quick. Do I always have to save and reload my dashboard settings? If I reboot my computer, yes. If you reboot or log, if you reboot or close out of your chart. All right. So that's correct to that answer. All right, let's go back in here. So how do I set it up to ensure you receive signals? All right, let me pull my phone up. You must have MT4 downloaded on your let me pull it up here. You must have MT4 on your phone. All right, on MT4 on your phone, whether you have Android or you have an iOS version, it doesn't matter. You need to go to chat and messages. When you go to chat and messages, it's going to bring up this blank screen right here. All right. And at the bottom, you have your MetaQuotes ID number. All right. So what you want to do is go up here and go to tools, options, come over here to notifications. All right. Select enable push notifications because you want the VPS to push it out to your phone. So select enable push notifications. Under here, type in your MetaQuotes ID. So we'll type in mine. All right, 7DBB10F2. And then you hit test. When I hit test, you'll see it pop up there. Hit test. All right, there it is. You saw the test notification pop up. All right. Now you know it is successfully connected. So that every time you get a notification, it will send it to you and it'll tell you what pair, potential buy or sell, which means up or down arrow, and what time frame. So it's going to tell you that on the GBP CHF 5-minute time frame, you had a potential sale opportunity. That's what the notification will pop up and tell you. And it'll pop up on your phone, allowing you to be able to look at your phone like a regular notification, and then be able to go into your computer, your tablet, or on your phone, if you have the VPS on your phone, to log in and take a look at it. All right. And look and see does it meet the criteria for the rules. All right. I'm gonna cancel this out because I already have notifications set up elsewhere. All right. All right. That's how it works. That's it. All right. That's how you set up notifications. On your phone, though, you will need to set up notifications as far as from your phone, like allow it. So you need to go into your settings on your phone, not in MT4, in your phone settings, and allow notifications for MT4. That way, when you receive the notification in your MT4 on your phone, it will send it to your phone. So if you're on Facebook or Instagram or whatever the case may be, you'll get the notification to your phone. All right. You got to turn on the notification for that app. All right. Now, let's pull up AIRO. What is AIRO? AIRO is a visually aided software that allows you to see visually what the market is doing, and then give you opportunities to potentially put in a trade in the direction of the trend with a higher probability of potentially catching pips. All right. So as you can see here, AIRO is a combination of visual aids. You have these red zones and these green zones. All right. Let's go look at a different one here. This one looks a little crazy because of what happened last week. All right, that one looks a little more normal. You have red zones, you have green zones. All right, red zones and green zones. Red zones and green zones represent support and resistance, the floor or the ceiling. Resistance is like the ceiling. The floor is like support. If I take a ball and I throw it at the ceiling, it's going to hit the ceiling and do what? Bounce off. If I take that same ball and I throw it at the floor, it's going to do what? Hit the floor and bounce up. That's all price does over and over again. It's the floor or support, bounces up. It's the ceiling or resistance, heads down. That is it. All right, that is it. Over and over again. The goal is to know in which direction to be looking for trades in and at what precise moment to get into the trade. All right, and we'll talk about that a little later with strategy number one. All right, next are your candles. You've got green candles, you got red candles. If they're above the moving average, most of the time they're green, if they're below, red. All right. If you have a default chart up, like if you don't have AIRO on this chart, let me take AIRO off real quick. Delete. You can see here, candles are red and green. Look at this. They're up, they're red and green all the way up, right? Red and green all the way up. If I add AIRO, they're just green all the way up. It's software that lets you know it's green. That even though some of the candles are going up and down, the overall trend is up. Or if it's below in the moving average, this blue line, then the overall trend is down. Even though some of the candles are red and green, they're all going to be showing red because the trend is down. So again, more visual aid. This blue line here, this is what's called a moving average. It goes up when price is headed up. It goes down when price is headed down. It's another visual aid to help you identify the overall trend. Then you have these shade areas. These are this is what we call the money zone. All right, the money zone. All right, the money zone. The money zone is when 80% of all volume or all money is traded during this 12-hour time frame. So from 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, so midnight, my time, to noon the next day, my time, so 12 to 12, is when over 80% of the market is traded. So there's about $7 trillion a day that's traded, and over 80% of that is traded during this time frame. And you see, outside of the time frame, outside of the money zone, price doesn't move very much. Inside, moves a lot more. Outside, not so much. Inside, a lot more volatility. That's because that's where the volume is. That's where the money is traded. That's where people are putting money in. Your banks, everybody's there. All right. Next is the AIRO pips and the number 0. All right. This is the pip counter. So it's going to tell you how many pips you're up or down on a particular trade. All right. So if I hit sell, and let's look this here, I'll show you guys about that bid and ask. If I hit sell, boom, look at that. Put it at the white line. If I hit buy, boom, put it at the red line. All right. And then guess what? My pip counter is going down. If it's red, it tells me what? I'm in a sale. So if your pair is red, that means you're selling it. So I'm in a sale on GBP USD and I'm down 1 pip. If it's green, you're in a buy. So I'm in a buy here on this position with GBP USD and I'm down 1 pip. And an AIRO pip counter adds all the pips to your up or down and tells you how many you're down cumulatively. So cumulatively, I'm down 2 pips overall. All right. I'm down 2 pips overall. So let me shut those off real quick. Boom, boom, boom. All right, it's a demo account. So I'm doing this because this is a demo account and I'm just using it to demonstrate. All right. I don't care if somebody logs in. Remember, don't give your password out. Ensure you keep that to yourself. All right. That is AIRO. That is AIRO. All right. Now, strategy. Well, actually, before I go to strategy number one, let's see if I got the Q&A. Let's go to questions real quick. Do we enter after the AIRO? And the moving average is not a 50 moving average. So do not assume it's not a 50 moving average. I'll let you know that now. It is not the 50 moving average. All right. You enter in, and we'll go over that strategy. We'll go over that strategy one. But when you enter in, you're going to always enter in on the next candle, because this arrow is going to pop up when this candle closes and the next candle opens. So you will always enter in on the next candle. All right. That's how the software works. That's to ensure that there's no repaying. All right. That's to ensure there's no repaying. All right. When I click on the currency on the dashboard, it opens a new chart instead of going to the chart that's already open. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to open up a new chart. All right. Let's go back to it real quick. So I'm gonna answer some of these older questions here. When you select on the dashboard, let's close this out here. Boom. It opens up a new chart. Why? Because you still want to have your dashboard open. There's no way to go back. It's not the internet. MT4 does not work that way. You want it to open up a new chart. That way your dashboard is always open. That's how it works. It's not how you, so I'm not really sure why you're asking about that. That's not the way it works. All right. You want to make sure you always have the dashboard up and running. All right. If you're getting late notifications from your computer, that means your internet signal is poor. You may have issues with your broker. I know a lot of people have been changing brokers or just creating a whole new account and starting over again. That's helped a lot of people, but mainly people have been changing brokers, and that's been helping them get better notifications faster. Some people may only see buys or just see sales only, and it's weird. It's not very common, but if it does happen, it's your broker. All right. So your issue with getting notifications late, your internet connection, your broker, or it's going to be your VPS, and you'll need to reboot your VPS. So try rebooting your VPS. Try doing a Windows update. If that doesn't happen, submit a ticket to have them, reinstall your VPS so you can get a new one. Your dashboard's supposed to do that, guys. It's supposed to do that. So it's supposed to open up a new chart. It's not supposed to open up in the same one. It's supposed to open up a new chart. All right. Don't get caught up in the small things. Trade what you see. You guys see me trade live with it. My dashboard, when I open up a chart, it opens up a new chart. It's supposed to. It's supposed to. Can you show where to find the notification setting to set up MT4 in our AIRO estimate? Not really sure what you mean by that question. Can you show where to find the notification setting to set up? You're talking about for notifications. We just went over that. So again, I'm gonna show you where it's at, but I'm not gonna go over it again because we already went over it. I don't want to waste people's time that weren't paying attention or that were on early enough. You can always come back and watch this recording or go watch the other setup recordings to watch how to get the settings. All right. Tools, options, notifications. All right. Tools, options, notifications. All right. So we've gone over AIRO. Now let's go over strategy number one. So strategy number one is the base of the strategy. It's called bounce, AIRO, grow. It's the bag entry method. All right. So there are 3 simple steps to this. Number 1, identify the trend. Number 2, only trade inside the money zone. Number 3, only trade bag entries in the direction of the trend inside the money zone. So number 1, identify the trend. To identify the trend, zoom out, count your zones. I've got 5 green zones, 3 red zones. I'm in an uptrend. I have more green zones than red zones. So my overall trend is up. All right. Next, only trade inside the money zone. All right. So we'll look at this day right here. This was last Thursday. All right. Number 3, only take bag entries inside the money zone in the direction of the trend. The trend is up. So we're looking for buys only. And then number 2, we're looking to take the trade inside the money zone. And number 3, we're looking for bag entries. What is a bag entry? What is a bag entry? So bag entry, bounce, arrow, go. Like we talked about with the ball. All right. Drop it on the floor. It bounces off the floor and heads up. Throw it at the ceiling, bounces off the ceiling, heads down. So because we're looking for only buys, we want price to bounce off the floor because when the ball bounced off the floor, it went up. So when price bounces off the floor, it's going up. So price came down, bounced off the floor here, came up. We had an up arrow. We put our entry right here at this next candle. All right. You only put the entry there if there is no red zone above you for 20 pips. As you can see right here in this example, this zone is 87 pips away. So if there's nothing above you at all, or the zone is more than 20 pips away, you put your entry. You're good. Your take profit will be 20 pips. Your stop loss will be 40 pips. Way down there. Now, why is it lopsided? People ask, why are there 40 pips and then stop loss and 20 pip take profit? Couple reasons. Number 1, when following a strategy, it wins. Again, not my statistics. The beta test group, when they first tested this product out for the first time, no one's ever used it. It was a combination of experienced, intermediate, and beginner traders. There were 43 traders that traded the software in the very beginning. And out of the 43 that were beginner, intermediate, and experts, the stats show that 85% of the time that they take a bag entry, they win. If you're more experienced, they had higher winning percentages. So the intermediate and experts had higher winning percentages because they're a little more advanced. All right. And they know what they're looking for. And so their winning percentages were higher. But for the general, 85% of the time, you're going to win following the rules. Number 2, the reason why it's 40 pips. I'm sorry, of the 85% of the time, price will hit 20 pips, take profit before it hits 40 pips stop loss. All right. Number 2, it's all about managing your risk. If you know that your stop loss is 40 pips, don't risk a huge lot size. If you have a $500 account, do not put a standard lot because a standard lot minus 4 times 40 pips is $400. You just lost 80% of your account. Lower your lot size. All right. Now, again, you can do what you want to. Those are rules that I put in place. Some like to put price right below the previous zone. So if you got a bounce off this zone and an up arrow here, your stop loss should be, oh, we already got it up there. Your stop loss should be, this here, right below the zone. Some people do that. It's fine. You can do what you want to do. I'll show you both. Again, it's not what I recommend doing. And again, the way that I recommend doing it is, again, has an 85% win ratio. You'll be profitable with an 85% win ratio. I guarantee it. Math shows it. Let's do the math. We'll do the math at 80%. At 80%, that means you win 8 trades, you lose 2 trades. So you win 8, you lose 2. You win 8 trades, 8 times 20 pips is 160 pips. 2 losses times 40 pips is 80 pips. 160 win minus 80 loss means you have a net positive 80 pips. Even if you only win 7 out of 10, you're still profitable. All right? You're still profitable. And as you get better, you'll know and win not to start using 40 pips. It's for beginners. It's for beginners. All right? And that's it. That is strategy numero uno. All right? Now, how do you get out? How do you get out of a trade? There are 3 ways to get out of a trade. Number 1, it hits take profit, which 85% or more of the time, it should hit take profit. Number two, it hits stop loss. Very rarely, again, does it happen? Yes. But statistics show over time, you're going to win more, significantly more than you lose. But that's the second way to get out, is your stop loss. Number three is if you're in a trade and an opposite zone pops up. So if I'm in this buy and a red zone pops up right here, then what? I get out the trade. As soon as it pops up, immediately get out the trade. All right, unless you're more experienced and you know it's going to continue to go up or down, whatever direction you're trading, then you stay in. But if you're a beginner, you get out. Because what? That's the ceiling now. The ceiling's popped up. Price may what? It may reverse and go the opposite direction. Yes, the zones repaint because they simulate what happens in the market. When price is moving, sometimes price gets to a point and stalls out. Like here, multiple times. It hit this area, rejected. Hit the area, rejected. Hit this area, fell back down. Finally broke through, hit this area, rejected. Hit this area, rejected. It's finding levels of support and resistance. So when you see a red zone or a green zone pop up, those are major levels of support and resistance. If prices is moving up and down, those are minor levels. But when you see a green or red zone pop up, those are major levels of resistance that are popping up. And therefore, it is in your best interest of your account to exit the trade immediately, whether it be a small loss, a small profit, whatever the case may be, get out. Those are the three ways to exit the trade. So when you get in the trade, if it goes the wrong way, it goes the wrong way. No trade goes 100% in the direction you want it to. Look at this trade. This trade we got in, it went 11 pips the wrong way before it went up 20 pips. Did it go 20 pips? Yes. But it went 11 pips the wrong way first. All right. Price never goes exactly the way you want it to go. Sometimes it does, but every time, no. All right. So keep that in mind. Some people get in trades and want to know, should I stay in? Should I go? I gave you the three reasons why you get out. Take profit, stop loss, new zone pops up. That's it. That's it, guys. Let me see if there's any questions. That is everything for tonight's call. All right. All right, the ID is in your phone. You have to download the MT4 software on your phone to find the ID. You want to go to chat and messages. All right, chat and messages. All right, and you want to find your MetaQuotes ID number at the very bottom. Chat and messages, MetaQuotes ID. All right, that's where the ID is at for putting that into your computer. All right. Let's go look at the chat here. All right, nothing new. All right, guys, so that's it for the call. If you have any, if you got on late, because I see we got more people that jumped on, and you need to watch the video. This video will be out tomorrow around noonish, and I'll post it in the AIRO announcements channel. Also, the video will be, you can go back and watch the previous Sunday's videos, and you can watch those videos. We go over the same information, so you can get the information there. As well, I showed you in the back office where you can find all the videos that show you all the setups. Setting up the notifications is in those videos as well. All right, guys, if you're going to trade tonight, make sure you trade responsibly, and I'll see you guys in the funny papers.